With me now for more on the evolving ties between the United States, China, Israel, and Iran is founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies, Dr. Martin Sherman. Dr. Sherman, long time no see. Thank you so much for being with us again. I have to ask, how do you think that this new deal, between China and Iran might complicate international efforts to curb Iran's nuclear program, or their military actions for that matter, or hegemonic ambitions?
Well, the short answer is immensely. I think that this underscores again the full catastrophe of the election of the Biden regime, who seem to insist that they can convert a man-eating tiger by offering them high-quality carrots. It's perhaps significant that this deal has been announced just after the summit in Alaska, where the Chinese perceived far-reaching American weakness and hesitancy. Perhaps one of the interesting things is what is going to happen to Chinese policy on the Uyghurs now that they've become best buddies with the Islamic Republic of Iran. But that's perhaps just a footnote. I think it's difficult to overstate how severe this may be potentially, not only in the obvious sphere of how this will bolster Iranian military presence, and perhaps even in the Syria deployment, but it will complicate Israel with its relationship with China. Israel may be now faced with a very cruel dilemma. What is it going to do with Chinese involvement in all these large infrastructure programs within Israel if Peking is so close with a strategic relationship with Tehran? So, as I said, as to your question, how will this complicate the international international dealing with Tehran? It will complicate it immensely.
Well, so to follow up, though, a lot of critics are saying that China will not suffer a nuclear Iran, and that they want cheap oil, but they're not willing to imperil more important interests for that. Would you agree with that, or do you think that that's just wordplay?
Well, I think that would have been far more credible than the previous administration, because I think the current administration has shown that it's going to be weak on Tehran, offering more and more goodies just to coax them back to the table. And who knows what complications there will be with Biden and his commercial involvement in China, particularly with his family. Not so recent, but the New York Post expose of Hunter Biden's dealing with the Chinese raises serious concerns how harsh Biden can really be with the Chinese. So I think there's room for grave concern here.
All right, Dr. Martin Sherman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.